Once upon a time, in a peaceful valley full of flowers, chirping birds, and soft hills, there lived a small but determined diplodocus named Daisy. Daisy was not very tall like the other dinosaurs, and her legs were a little shorter, but she had a big heart and an even bigger dream. Every evening, Daisy would look up at the tallest hill in the valley. It touched the clouds and watched the sun go to sleep each night. The colors at the top looked magical. Gold, pink, and orange mixed together like a painting in the sky. One day, Daisy whispered to herself, "I'll climb to the very top and watch the sunset from there." One sunny afternoon, Daisy decided that today was the day. With a big breath and a happy heart, she started climbing. Her little feet stepped onto the soft grass, and up, up, up she went. But the hill was steeper than she thought. Halfway up, her foot slipped on a smooth rock, and down she tumbled, bumping gently into a patch of daisies. "Oh no," she sighed. "Maybe I'm just too small." Just then, Lulu the ladybug flew over and landed on her nose. "Don't give up, Daisy," Lulu chirped. "You're strong and brave. Try again." Daisy smiled. "Okay, I'll try again." She got up, dusted off her legs, and started climbing once more. This time, she made it a little higher before slipping again. She landed gently near a patch of soft moss. Benny the bunny hopped over with a twitch of his nose. "You almost made it to the halfway tree. Keep going, Daisy," he said, hopping in a happy circle. Daisy giggled. Her friends believed in her. Maybe she could believe in herself, too. So Daisy stood up once more, her tail swaying behind her, and started climbing again. She moved slowly, carefully watching her steps. She passed the smooth rock. She passed the halfway tree. Her legs were tired, but her heart was strong. Near the top, her foot slipped again, and she nearly fell. But this time, Tilly the turtle popped her head out from behind a fern. "You can do it, Daisy," Tilly said softly. "Take a deep breath. Just a few more steps." Daisy nodded. She looked up at the very top. The sun was starting to go down, and the sky was turning soft orange. Step by step, Daisy climbed. Her legs shook. Her breath puffed in little clouds, but her smile grew bigger with every step. Finally, with one last push, she reached the top. She did it. The sky greeted her with golden hugs and pink kisses. The valley below sparkled in the sunset light. Daisy sat down with a happy sigh, her heart full of joy. Lulu, Benny, and Tilly joined her. They all sat together, watching the sunset paint the sky. "You did it, Daisy!" they cheered. Daisy beamed. "I did it because I didn't give up, and because you all believed in me." The friends sat quietly, watching the sun sink behind the hills. And from that day on, Daisy never said, "I can't." She knew that even when things felt hard, trying again and believing in yourself could lead to the most beautiful views. The end. In a peaceful valley nestled between soft rolling hills, where the grass was always green and the skies painted themselves in the warm colors of dawn and dusk, lived a young T-Rex named Timmy. Timmy was a sweet, cheerful little dinosaur with tiny arms, big, bright eyes, and a heart full of curiosity. But there was one thing Timmy wasn't curious about at all: food. Every day, Timmy would munch on the same exact meal: dino nuggets. Morning, noon, and night, his plate was filled with the same crispy little nuggets shaped like dinosaurs. He wouldn't touch anything else, not apples, not carrots, not even yummy watermelon. He'd wrinkle his nose and shake his head. "No, thank you," he would say with a polite but firm voice. "I only eat dino nuggets." Timmy's friends were used to this. They liked Timmy just the way he was, even if he missed out on some of their favorite snacks. But one sunny morning, his best friend Petra, a bright orange dinosaur with a big giggle and a bigger imagination, had an idea. "Let's have a picnic today," Petra exclaimed, bouncing up and down. "Right on the grassy hill under the big oak tree. I'll bring all my favorite foods, and you can bring your dino nuggets." Timmy smiled. Okay, but I won't eat anything else. Just my nuggets. Petra just giggled and nodded. She packed her basket full of surprises. Sweet pear slices, crunchy celery sticks, juicy watermelon triangles, peanut butter sandwiches, and a small piece of cheesy quiche her grandma made. Timmy packed his dino nuggets and a little bottle of berry juice. They met at the hill just after noon. The sun was shining warmly, and little butterflies danced in the air. A checkered blue blanket lay across the grass, and Petra began placing her colorful foods in neat little rows. Timmy opened his lunchbox and took out his nuggets. He looked around at the food Petra had brought and blinked. That smells different, he said quietly. It's Grandma's quiche. It's cheesy and soft inside. Want a sniff? Petra offered. Timmy leaned in and took a small sniff. It smelled warm and cozy, like the inside of a blanket fort. Maybe just a sniff, he said. Petra giggled. That was a sniff. How about a tiny bite? Timmy hesitated. He looked at his dino nuggets, then back at Petra, who was smiling kindly. Okay, but just the tiniest bite, he said, holding the tiniest crumb with his tiny claws. He popped it into his mouth and chewed. His eyes widened. That's not bad. Petra clapped. You tried something new. That's so brave. Timmy felt a little spark of pride in his chest. I guess it's okay to try tiny bites of new things. Next, Petra offered a small watermelon triangle. It's sweet and juicy, just one bite. Timmy took a bite and smiled. It's like a cold hug in my mouth. Then came celery sticks. Crunchy and fun to chew, Petra said. Timmy tried one. It makes funny sounds. I like it. They laughed and nibbled and sipped their juice as the clouds above them floated like sleepy sheep. The sun warmed their backs, and the grass tickled their toes. By the end of the picnic, Timmy had eaten a little bit of almost everything, except for the peanut butter sandwich, which he said stuck to the roof of his mouth a bit too much. Petra didn't mind. You don't have to like everything, she said. But it's fun to try, isn't it? Timmy nodded. It really is. I never knew food could be so different and fun. That evening, as the stars began to twinkle above the hills, Timmy told his mom and dad all about the picnic. And I ate quiche and watermelon and celery, he said proudly. I still like my dino nuggets best, but I think I'll start trying new things more often. His mom gave him a nuzzle. That's wonderful, Timmy. You never know what you'll like until you try. And from that day on, every meal was a tiny adventure. Sometimes he found new favorites. Sometimes he made funny faces. But Timmy always gave new things a tiny bite and a big chance. The end. Once upon a time, in a peaceful valley where the sun always smiled and the clouds looked like soft cotton candy, lived a little nodosaurus named Nora. Nora had tiny spikes down her back, a gentle smile, and the sweetest yawn that could make even the butterflies feel sleepy. But there was one thing about Nora that was a little tricky. She never wanted to take naps. Every morning Nora would wake up with the sun, her tail swaying with excitement for the day ahead. She loved to chase beetles, hop over pebbles, and splash in the cool stream with her dino friends. But when the sun was high and the wind grew warm, all the other little dinosaurs would start to yawn. Time for a nap, said Mama Nodosaurus, gently nudging Nora with her snout. But I'm not tired, Nora would always say, even though her eyes were drooping and her feet moved slow like turtles in the mud. Mama would tuck Nora into a shady patch of grass, but Nora would wiggle and squiggle, roll and giggle. She'd count the clouds, hum little songs, and peek at ants carrying crumbs. Anything but nap. One day, Nora spent the whole morning playing tag with Tino the Triceratops and Bella the baby Brontosaurus. They giggled and ran, climbed and tumbled. But when lunchtime came, Nora felt cranky. I wanted the red berry, not the blue one, she snapped. Tino blinked. You always like blue berries. Well, not today, huffed Nora, crossing her little arms. Bella offered her a flower. "Here, this will make you smile." Nora frowned. "I don't want flowers." Her friends looked at each other with sad faces. "Maybe Nora just needs a nap," whispered Bella. "I do not," Nora grumbled. But inside her eyes were heavy, and her tail didn't sway so happily anymore. After lunch, Nora wandered off alone. The sun was warm, the grass was soft, and a gentle breeze whispered through the leaves. She found a big tree with branches that danced in the wind and roots that curled like cozy pillows. "Just for a minute," Nora whispered as she leaned against the tree. "I'm not really napping." But the tree hummed a lullaby with its leaves, and the clouds stopped moving just to watch. Nora's eyes blinked once, twice, and then stayed closed. She snoozed, and she dreamed. She dreamed of floating on giant lily pads and jumping on marshmallow clouds. She dreamed of beetles singing songs and butterflies tickling her nose. When Nora opened her eyes, the sun had moved lower in the sky, and the air felt cool and fresh. She stretched her legs, wiggled her toes, and smiled the biggest smile she'd smiled all day. "Wow," Nora whispered. "I feel amazing." She galloped back to her friends, her feet tapping with energy and joy. "Want to play tag again?" she beamed. Tino looked surprised. "You're not grumpy anymore." "I had the best nap ever," Nora said. "Under the big tree." Bella clapped her tiny feet. "I love naps, too." From that day on, when Mama Notosaurus said, "Time for a nap," Nora would smile and say, "Okay, Mama, can I nap under the tree again?" Sometimes she napped in the shade, sometimes in her nest, but always, always with a happy heart, knowing that rest gave her the strength to play, laugh, and feel her very best. And every nap ended with a hug, a yawn, and a brand new adventure waiting just after. Because even the busiest little dinosaurs need a rest to shine. The end.